My work is influenced by the Etruscans, which is an ancient civilization in this area, on the eastern coast of Italy, which the demise of the Etruscans was about 200 BC, before the Romans sacked them. And my influence comes from all these sort of various artifacts, museum artifacts, and Etruscan wall paintings, and basically also the whole of the Mediterranean, ancient Mediterranean civilizations, not just the Etruscans, but mostly the Etruscans, because I actually live right in this area. It's taken my work, experiment a lot. I like to take various artifacts, for example, out of their context, out of the museum context, and put a human touch to them. For example, helmets, as they would be, you know, under the armour, as they would be now. And when I first came here, I was doing landscape, a lot of landscape, but then I started delving deeper underneath the landscape to get the real essence of the place, rather than topographical views or landscapes. I'm more interested in the human element of the people that were here before us. The helmet is an object which is used today with all the wars going on, and it's used in the same way that it's always been used, but the helmets of yore were very decorative, and I can imagine the people inside them wearing them. They used them on some of their graves. They would use the helmet on top of the cineria that their ashes were in. They would use the helmet on top of it when they were buried. And also in their burials, if it was a warrior who was buried, you would find various elements in his grave to suggest that he was a warrior, to tell you that he was a warrior. For example, not just a helmet, but as in soldiers today take rations and take things to write on, various things like that into their work to war. So did the Etruscans. In fact, the Etruscans, you can find things like very personal objects, like a cheese grater, which, funny enough, you could find in a warrior's grave, because they would carry this with them, because they made this beverage to fortify themselves, made of goat's cheese, which was grated into flour, some kind of flour, and red wine, and make this mixture to fortify themselves to go into battle. In the same way that soldiers nowadays would take various things with them, with all their kit. They haven't really changed much. It's a personal touch I'm interested in. Really, things haven't changed that much, except that the armour in those days was very beautiful. Some of it was very, very beautiful. You know, all the metalwork. I love metalwork as well. I've always loved metalwork, because I grew up with various things from different places that my father brought back from the East. And I've always had a love of metalwork, tooled metalwork. And my brother works in metal as well. And I suppose that's had an influence on me. The wave symbol, the typical Etruscan wave symbol, the curves going like this, you see on a lot of the wall paintings. Most of the Etruscan tomb paintings, that's how we find out about their life, is on the tomb paintings. And on a lot of those paintings there are these symbols of the waves, and also on their ceramics. In the same way that every culture has their own wave symbol. For example, the Egyptian wave symbols are the zigzags going like this, going like that, which is a sign of the Euphrates, the different tides of the Euphrates. You see a lot of that on sort of the Egyptian wall paintings, and inside pyramids and whatnot. I think I will be working with the ancient civilizations forever, because to me it's a way of coping with my final end, I suppose, because the further you go back, it seems to me it's a never-ending circle, and the further I go back, the more comfortable I feel. When I walk up to this place where I'm working now, I'm actually probably on some kind of Etruscan artifact somewhere underneath this ground, because the church right next to me is built on top of a Roman villa. So I'm amongst and on top of this whole, you know, ancient civilization. And for me, being in touch with it gives me a comfortable feeling. It makes me feel there's a continuity going on. From when I leave home, which is a few yards away, it's far enough away from domesticity here, but near enough to hear when John blows a whistle and says that lunch is ready, or brings my food up to me, depending on what kind of state I'm in with my work. If I go through a 12-hour day when I don't want to leave it, then he brings the food up. But I'm far enough away, because up here I feel like I'm 2,000 years away, and that walk from home to here is for me going back 2,000 years. I'm up here and usually it's sunny. It's not like it is now, it's raining all the time, but usually it's sunny, and I'm just, during the summer especially, I'm up here, I'm just somewhere else. It's quiet, all I get is the bird song up here, you know. There's no dogs barking, no neighbours shouting, and you can actually hear the bird song now. But that's, my place is here. I'm happiest as a pig in shit when I'm up here.